Hey everybody, I'm John Granado. You can hear me mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 98.25. You can hear Josh on Sunday mornings on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5, and he's also the editor of SportsMapHouston.com. Hey, Josh, Jeff Hall with The Athletic reported that the Texans are continuing to evaluate the performance of David Culley and the staff. We've heard a lot of people say this means the Texans are looking for a better option. What do you think about that?
I hope it's the case. I really do. I think this may have been the plan all along with Culley, to just kind of have him do the 1 year, and that they're going to look to grab one of these New England guys. And since they're in the playoffs, especially Josh McDaniels in particular, you know, he said he's not going to do any kind of interviews until he's out of the playoffs. So, and I'd rather believe that this was the plan all along than think that they really thought David Culley, with his lack of experience, was going to be an answer for them. So I think it's going to be one of these New England guys, and they're just kind of waiting.
Everybody's so up in arms that the Texans have not come out and said, either he's here or he's not here. I don't think they know. You're right. Josh McDaniels, do you want to come here now, or do you want to wait another year till we are much better and you don't lose all kinds of football games? And oh, by the way, David Culley has been very good with his positive, the way he goes about it philosophically after you had that a-hole Bill O'Brien for all of those years. He was the perfect guy to come in here and kind of soothe and make sure that all of those wounds could heal from Bill O'Brien. So I just don't get it. Why is everybody in such a hurry right now to get rid of or keep David Culley?
I mean, I don't have a problem with how they're treating him. He's getting paid very well as the Texans head coach. And at the end of the day, he got a shot to do this. And I really believe that they thought he did a great job, that they may consider keeping him around. But as we've seen, it hasn't been a great job, and he's given us even more reasons to think that he's not the guy for this job. And the other thing I hear a lot is that, oh, what about all the money? You know, he's got that long contract. You know, I was listening to John McClain the other day. Not all coaches' contracts are created equal. Some of them they may be a long-term deal, but they really are a series of one-year deals. Or it's a thing like Gruden, where you can negotiate a buyout or something like that. So I don't think this is a thing to worry about as far as, you know, they have all this money, they're still paying Bill O'Brien. I think with Culley, they may have an out here, and I think it's time to exercise that out, and I think they can do better.
Yeah, and if they gave him a fully guaranteed 5-year contract, they're dumber than and they're dumb. Don't get me wrong. This is a dumb organization, but they can't be dumber if they did that, because David Culley he was a Band-Aid on this thing. He's got no experience. There's no way that they thought that he would be around here for 5 years. And our own guys, our wheelhouse guys, or how unprofessional it was for David Culley to have to answer questions about whether or not he's the head coach. David Culley should answer that question every day. Why are you the head coach should you be the head coach of this football team? And the answer is a resounding no. Yes, he was great because of his attitude and his philosophy and his personality, and he's a nice guy, but he's not a head football coach in the NFL. So the Texans don't know if he's a head coach. How could David Culley know that he is a head coach?
And they gave him that opportunity, and I think it was Ian Rappaport that had a report that they weren't too excited that Culley was saying that a whole staff would be back. You know, answering that, you know, according to him, that, you know, that's not really up to him to make that decision. So I think that might have rubbed some of those guys the wrong way.
Yeah, and Culley also, you know, he was on the Texans radio, and he said, you know, hey, I had nothing to do with how good we played in the second half against Tennessee. I had nothing to do with us going up-tempo. I didn't even think of it. What? Coach, don't say stuff. Don't say stuff out loud. However, I will say this. I like that he gave Tim Kelly all the credit. The problem is it took him 16 and a half games to figure out that up-tempo might be a good idea.
Yeah, and you're down 21-0 at halftime. What would be the alternative here? And you can't run the ball. It makes zero sense. I thought it was really funny when he was talking to Mark Vandermeer and John Harris. That was like the first question in that video, and you could tell Vandermeer's like, let me give you this softball here. Hey, what about that comeback and going up-tempo? That was great. And then Culley's like, yeah, I really had nothing to do with that. I didn't know what to say to the team at halftime. And you could see Vandermeer just kind of, lean back in his seat like, man, that was the softball easy question. Like, how did you screw that up?
It's amazing. It really is that. And it's all, I guess, come out the way we all thought. They won 4 games. He made all kinds of mistakes that, it's so funny. He's been in football for how many years? Decades and decades. And the stuff he didn't know is it really is amazing. He's not the long-term answer, guys, but give him a break. Let him stay on if he's going to get fired this offseason, let him have a few more days as the head coach. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, why not? I think we'll get our answer after this Patriots game. If they lose to the Bills, I think we'll start hearing about Josh McDaniels.